Hi guys, it has been a while. Sorry it's been so long since I've last posted something. Right, so I am currently 5 weeks out from the body power competition. I'm doing the USN Classic. I'm starting to get quite lean, and I'm achieving that by obviously creating a calorie deficit in my diet. And as well as doing that, I'm also doing some high intensity interval training at the moment. So sprints are my cardio of choice at the moment. Just about to hit some sprints now actually, so preparing myself for that. I'm only going to do about 6. I'm just going to run flat out, let my heart rate settle, and then same again. Each sprint is probably around 20 seconds long. So yeah, come join me. Okay, so I'm just making my way down the road. There's a little straight bit over here, which I like to use for my sprint training. It's always actually better to do sprints outdoors. I've been doing them in the gym, on the treadmill. It's just not really the same as running outside. I mean, I find that because obviously when you're on a treadmill, the treadmill's going round and round, isn't it? And it almost takes some of that tension off your hamstrings. So obviously when you're sprinting on a road or in a park or something, you're using your hamstrings to propel yourself forwards and you're really kind of flicking your heels up. You find it's a lot more intense, and after doing sprints outdoors, I feel knackered, man. So anyway, here we are. This is the little straight bit of road I'm about to use. I'm only going to film one of these because it's going to be quite hard to film and sprint at the same time. I'm going to look a bit ridiculous, like Superman flying down the road with doing a selfie. Anyway, here we go. Sprint number 1 of 6. I'm going to go for around 20 seconds. Basically just going as fast as I possibly can. As soon as my speed starts to compromise, I'm just going to stop sprinting there. You know, this is about getting the heart rate as high as possible and having an intense workout at the end of the day. Right, so here we go. 3, 2, 1, let's go. Okay, that was sprint number 1. I'm sure you probably saw me pulling some slightly weird faces there. It's probably about 15 seconds, I reckon. Okay, so I'm going to put you guys down for a minute, finish my sprints, and I'll talk to you guys in a bit. Right, so I've literally just finished my sprints. 6. Working maximum intensity, and it doesn't matter how good or bad you are at sprinting, as long as you're pushing yourself to the limit. That's what it's all about. Basically just trying to get as fast as you can, work as hard as you personally can, and by doing that you're going to substantially increase your metabolic rate. So at the moment this is literally all the cardio that I'm doing. I'm not doing any steady state cardio. It's all HIIT training. Because I mean, effective as it might be to use the old traditional fat burning zone, essentially if you calculate the amount of calories you might have burned at the end of the day, excuse my dogs, you probably won't have burnt as many by the time you go to bed in half an hour doing steady state cardio as you may have burnt in literally, I don't know, 10 minutes of HIIT training when you sort of, compare the two at the end of the day. Because for the next kind of, 12 to 24 hours potentially, my body's now going to be burning calories at a faster rate. Right, now I've calmed down a little bit. I'm just going to reiterate that last point that I made about the type of cardio that you do. So you don't necessarily need to do any cardio at all. You know, if you're working out a few times in the gym with weights, you know, 5 or 6 times a week, then you don't need to do any cardio at all, really. If your calorie intake takes that into account, you can essentially just cut down your calories so that you're eating a deficit, and therefore, spending hours on the treadmill or on the bike isn't really going to achieve that much for you, especially when you spend hours and hours in the gym building, that lean muscle tissue. The last thing you want to do is to start to accommodate your physique towards that of, a long distance runner. Obviously, if you're carrying muscle mass and your body starts to sense that you're, doing these long stints of cardio, your body's going to try and shed some of that mass to make your body more efficient for that type of training. So it's really counterproductive in my opinion. So the only reason I use cardio is to do high intensity things like I've just done now, to basically achieve a much more, a body that essentially burns calories a lot faster than perhaps you would. If you have fast metabolism already, maybe you don't need to worry about doing any cardio at all. If you have slow metabolism, on the other hand, then you might find that something like HIIT training is quite good for you, because you can really stoke the fire and get your body burning and using more of the calories that you're putting into it. Anyway, that's it from me, and I'll see you next time. Cheers, guys. So if you're one of those people who does lots of cardio on the bike or the cross trainer or the treadmill, ain't nobody got time for that!